Hello and welcome to Classy Handmade. So I will be showing you for Stitching Pattern Tuesday how to start a blanket using chain. So basically you're taking your yarn. If you have a lot of scrap yarn, you can use that, and I'll also show you how to attach your yarn. So for this project you will need two size hook. I'm using a 8mm and a 6mm. The 6mm you will use to make your chains, and the 8mm you will use to make the blanket. I will be only showing you a sample piece how to get started. So if you have a lot of scraps and you want to start your project with scrap yarn, you could also use a full skein of yarn. So you'll take your yarn and you will make a magic join, I think it's called. I'm not sure of the proper terms, but you will put them like this. Let me zoom in a bit so you can see. So this is your yarn. You have two pieces of yarn, right? You're going to take your yarn and you're going to put it across each other. You're going to take this end and put it over that, like that, and you're going to make a knot. So you're going to cross it, then put it underneath, and then tie it on this part here. So you're going to tie it. Okay, and you're going to take this side, put it on here. So you're tying it on this side that you cross. So you're going to put it like that, put it underneath, and you're going to tie it, on the opposite side. So you wrap it on one side and then you tie it on the next side. And you're going to, and then you pull it. You could trim off these ends and it will not loose out. So this is how I tie my yarn for my blankets, like when I'm using scrap yarn. So to make this blanket, you're going to get whether you're using a full ball of yarn or you're using your scraps, and you're going to start chaining. So you're going to chain. You don't have to count how many chains. You just chain. And what essentially you are doing, you're taking your yarn and you are changing it from a single loop like this and making it into chains. So you're just going to chain as much as you want, because although you start your blanket, you could still continue to chain, so you don't have to chain the entire ball or the entire skein of yarn to start your project. I'll show you that in a minute. I'm showing you how to start your blanket. And this blanket, when you do it like this, it's very heavy because you're making your chain. At least I would say this is when you chain your yarn, this at least like a number 6 size weight yarn. So you're gonna chain. So you're changing your yarn from a number 4 to a number 6 weight yarn by just crocheting chains. Okay, so I'm going to take my number 6 needle and set it aside, and I'm going to take my number 8 needle. I'm going to make a magic loop, and put it on my size 8 needle. And just like you're going to start any blanket, you're going to chain. So you're chaining the chains now. So you see you're getting a thicker chain all the way. So I'm chaining my chains. So you see I come up to where I chain with the number 6 hook. So I'm going to continue making some more chains. So you see, if your chain that you've made is finished, you just continue making chains, and then you chain again. So you see, okay, so I need some more chains now to start my stitches. So far now I'm just creating the yarn to make the blanket, and it's just chain stitches. You're taking a single strand of yarn and chaining to make your yarn thicker. So you're going to chain, I take my hook out and I'm going to continue. So you will do that until you get a desired length that you want for your blanket. Okay, so I'm going to just show you a sample piece. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to single crochet in the second chain from my hook. Okay, then I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to skip 1 space and go into the knot, go into the next. And you're going to repeat this all the way. So you see I'm running out of thread again. I don't have to do, I'm just going to make more chains. 1, 2. I'm so accustomed of counting that I'm counting my chains. This is a very unusual way of making a blanket, but it is a very unique way of using up your scraps. And even if you don't want to use up your scraps, you have those odd ends of yarn, odd balls of yarn you want to use up. And also you can make a heavyweight blanket, a weighted blanket they call it. So if you choose to, you can just sit down and make your entire chain, ball of chain, and crochet so you don't have to stop. So that's it. So I'm going to chain 1, skip 1. I'm gonna zoom in a bit. Oh, that's zoom out, sorry. I'll zoom in so you can see. So I am going to chain 1, I chain my 1, and I'm going to skip 1 stitch and go into the next. So you see I'm using my chains that I make to create this blanket. Chain 1, skip 1, and we are doing basically the moss stitch. And you're going to repeat this process all the way to the end of your blanket. It's just like when you're doing people, you can use the amount of, you could find a pattern for an ordinary blanket and use that. So this is what it end up looking like. So you see how thick it is, And the bigger hook you use, you know, is more lightweight. If you crochet your stitches too tight, it will be more dense. So you can just make more chains. We're gonna make more chains, and I'm going to show you how to turn and, you know, keep building your blanket. So just chain, chain. So you see what I'm doing? This is my ball of yarn right here. So let me zoom out a bit. Sorry guys. So you see I have my ball of yarn. I'm crocheting from the ball of my yarn. My chains. So for this pattern, you need to know how to do chain stitches, single crochet for this pattern. So you're going to chain one, skip one space, and single crochet into the next. So you're doing a moss stitch pattern, and a moss stitch is a single crochet, chain one, skip one space, and single crochet into the next. So we're coming to the end of our row. Okay, so this is the end. This is what it looks like. It's very stretchy. So you're going to chain one, two, and turn. You're going to single crochet into that one space, chain one, single crochet into the next. So it's easier for you to see now because you see you have the chains one space, so you know where to put your hook. So I chain one, and I'm going to single crochet, chain one, skip one space, and single crochet into the next. I'm running out of chains, so I'm going to continue to chain. So let's see what we have. So this is what we have. So you're going to repeat this, chain one, skip one, so you skip that one and you single crochet into the next, chain one, skip one, and you single crochet into the next. And that's how you make this chain blanket. What should I call it? Chain stitch blanket, or make yarn blanket? At the time the challenge was make yarn, so what we were doing, we were making the yarn. So we're taking one string of yarn and creating some chain, making it a different weight of yarn, and then you take that different weight of yarn and you crochet your blanket. So there we go. I'm going to chain one, so I chain one already, skip one, single crochet, chain one, skip one, single crochet, chain one, skip one, single crochet. So this is what it looks like. So let's continue if you think you are going to, you can also use if you want to make more chain while you're crocheting and you say you run out of your chain yarn, you can take a stitch marker so you don't unravel your thing and put it there. So, and then you continue with it's number 6 hook, and you just do your chains. I could sit down and chain out this entire ball and then just sit down, and so if you want to do that, it's up to you, but I'm just showing you how to get your blanket started. You can sit down and chain out an entire skein of yarn or scrap yarn ball, and then just make your blanket, so you don't have to stop as often to chain to continue to make your blanket, you know. But if you do run out of the chain yarn that you made, then you know how to attach more yarn and continue chaining. So that's why I'm showing you that, showing it to you that way. Okay, so then I will take off my stitch marker and put back my bigger hook, chain 1, skip 1, chain 1, skip 1, and so on until you get to the end where you're going to have a chain 1, 2, turn, and you work back across. So you chain 2 because it will accommodate for this first stitch here and your chain 1 space. So chain 1, and you go back all the way across. So I hoped this was, because it was a request for me to show you how to work your start this blanket, and I hope this is easy for you to understand how to get your make yarn blanket started. So this is what the piece, this is a sample piece, and this is what it looks like. So basically I use the moss stitch when I finish making my chain. So you use your smaller hook to make your chain, and use your larger hook to crochet the blanket after you finish making your chain. So I hope this tutorial was easy for you to understand. If you need any more help or any question, I will leave my email in the description box, or you can just leave it in the comment section, you know. So thank you for joining me. Until next time, I'll see you. Bye.